From the Raw Boxing TV studios, your host, Ranger. Information may cause headaches to hates or bias casual fans.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
The host that gives you facts with very little feelings. From the city of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, the man who floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
Louisville, Kentucky. It's showtime.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Raw Boxing TV, all the way from the city of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, Louisville, Kentucky. It's your boy, Ranger. I want to thank you for taking the time to be here with me. Still under the weather, a bit sick yesterday. That's why I didn't go live. I just went. I did that little Ryan Garcia video just to put something on the channel, but I want to thank those of you that are here. Salute to the chat. Who do we got here? Chad Pettis. So far, what's up, my brother? Yes. I'm hoping that it turns out to be a pretty decent live stream. El Chido Boxing, what's going on, my brother? Thank you for being here. Remember, guys, to hit the thumbs up as you guys come in, and if you have social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, do me the favor, help the channel get some exposure by grabbing the link and dropping it in there for me, man. Boxing is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It truly is. Boxing is extremely crazy. Let me turn this music down. Am I coming through okay? Also, my son, Jamel Matos, always paying for his rent by supporting the channel. It's the only way he gets to live and eat in my house for free. He's got to support his father. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boxing is crazy. Boxing is extremely crazy. Let me know if I'm coming through okay, if you guys can hear me fine. Also, to remind you guys, there is a poll going on in the comments section. Make sure to participate on that. We will be going over that poll later on. I will obviously say what's on my mind, and then I'm going to open the panel for you guys. Whoever wants to come in and chat, here we are. Mr. Joseph Torres, what's going on, my brother? Bienvenido. Welcome to the live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about a gentleman who we can safely say is the face of boxing. We're going to talk about a fighter who we can safely say, this gentleman is the pie that everybody wants a piece of. How's that? We can safely say that this fighter is the one that's going to make you the most amount of money if you fight him. We can also safely say that this is one of the most hated boxers in this era. One of the most hated on boxers in this era. Actually, let me change these headphones to my earbuds. I'm not liking how it's coming through this. Bear with you, brother. Bear with me for just a minute. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still not liking what I'm hearing, but it's all right. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I coming through okay? Can you guys hear me just fine? No buzz, no noise, no nothing. I hope I'm coming through okay. Give me just a minute and we'll get through. We'll start this show. 1, 2. There you go. We might be just fine right now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, coming through good. Sounds fine. All right, good. Then it's me. It's me. It's my own psyche. Who do we got here? Let me see. Once again, Chat Pet is in the building. Welcome, my brother. Chido Boxing. Jamel, my son. Joseph Torres. What's going on, my brother? The GOAT, Mario P. What's up, brother? What's up? Welcome to the live stream once again. Mr. Jaime Olivas. What is going on? He says here, Ranger, enjoy listening to your perspective. I appreciate it, sir. I'll try to do my best, and hopefully today I don't disappoint you. Toby Barrett. Toby Bartlett. I know I always pronounce your last name wrong, so for that I apologize. But just for the sake of the fact that I can't pronounce it, maybe because I'm just dumb, I don't know, I'm gonna call you Toby Barrett. How's that? I hope you don't get offended. I hope you don't get offended. Peter Von Art's in the building. What's going on, brother? Welcome once again. Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The world of boxing. Mr. Ray Cuba TV, what's going on, my brother? Hola. Welcome, my man. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you. Finally, huh? Finally catch me on time. Hey, man, the problem is I can't put a set schedule on the live stream. You know, things get a little crazy with me, my schedule. And so some days I can, other days I can't. But you know how it is, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cuba in the house representing. Let's go ahead and get this subject, man. Remember to hit the thumbs up as you guys come in, man. And if you can, grab the link to this video, drop it in your social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether you want to put it in your community, just to help the channel get a little exposure, man. And that way we can continue to grow. How's that, man? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Canelo Alvarez versus Artur. A lot of people call him Arthur. It's not Arthur. There is no H. It's strictly Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev. That's the correct pronunciations of the man's name and last name, man. Canelo Alvarez, right now, as I said at the beginning of the live stream, is quite possibly the most sought after boxer right now. I mean, think about it. Everybody wants a piece of Canelo Alvarez. Everybody wants a piece of Canelo Alvarez. Not only is Canelo Alvarez doing what it takes to position himself as the current position he has, which is the face of boxing, because, I mean, if we really sit back and think of all the active boxers right now, regardless of the weight division, nobody is as big as Canelo Alvarez. And you might say, Ranger, you're crazy. You are crazy. You're forgetting about Tyson Fury. Yes, I know. Tyson Fury is massive. Tyson Fury is massive. G Funky Boxing in the building, mi hermano. Raw Boxing just shared your live on HCP. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I know you guys got a show going on later on tonight, so I appreciate you doing that. In the meantime, best of luck with the coming baby. Each newborn is a blessing to our households, believe it or not. So, and good for your town, man. You guys getting a lot of rain out there. Might seem like bad at the time, but trust me, it's good for y'all. As I was saying, Canelo Alvarez has positioned himself as the current face of boxing. Now, before we keep going, I just want to make sure that you guys know that in this video, although I consider myself a Canelo fan, we're not going to be fanboying with Canelo. We're going to be fanboying with boxing. How's that? So in this video, will say a lot of things. If there's anybody in the comment section, watch this. Disclaimer. A fanboy to me is so much different than a fan. A Canelo fan is a person that likes Canelo, is going to support Canelo, but is going to support boxing over Canelo, is going to be willing to call it how it is when it comes to Canelo, whether it's positive or negative. The Canelo fanboy is the one that is blinded, emotionally invested in Canelo. Therefore, no matter what you say about Canelo, it has to be good or you're a hater. It doesn't matter if what you're saying is true. You are a hater in their mind. They're going to hate you. They're going to probably accuse you of some type of prejudice. So the warning is for that group of people and not for the Canelo fan. So I just want you to understand that although he's going to get a lot of praises today, I might say a few things that will offend you. So I think it's only fair that I give you the following warning while I take a sip of coffee. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a fanboy, I've already given you a fair warning. So just so you know, don't think I'm just going to always, be positive when it comes to Canelo. In my opinion, Canelo Alvarez has positioned himself as the face of boxing. I've repeated that today. This is the fourth time. Arguably, the highest purse in the game right now, if you're going to make it, is going to have to be against Canelo Alvarez. I want you to understand that. The kid, or I shouldn't call him a kid, he's already in his 30s. The guy, the man, the boxer, the champ, from the moment he stepped into the boxing ring, has been facing some type of criticism, not just from his retractors that are not Mexican, but also from retractors in his motherland. If you all remember, I did a video that a lot of people didn't like, but you know me, look at that name up there. Look at this first word over here. Raw. That's how we're going to shoot it today. I did a video where I expressed my concerns and I explained how when Billy Joe Saunders told Canelo that a lot of people in Mexico love him over Canelo, I expressed to them that in fact had a very high percentage of truth. That was no secret. And so this young man, Canelo, has positioned himself where he's at. From the beginning of his career, he has been facing some type of criticism. It doesn't matter what he does now in this day and age, is not good enough. It doesn't matter what he does, it's just not good enough. And that is the case with a lot of people, really. That's the case with a lot of boxers. That's why I told you guys, or what I said the other day on the live stream. Look, when you position yourself in a place where you have options to fight several champs, it doesn't matter which one of the champs you choose. And it doesn't matter if you beat him and take his belt. You're still going to be considered a duck by somebody. Here's why. Because if you fight the WBO champ, just an example, I'm not saying this is the case with Canelo when it comes to champs. I'm sorry for me. I'm just still under the weather, still sick, believe it or not. I took a test. It's not COVID, thank God. I'm good. It's just a little bit of asthma because I do suffer from chronic asthma, and the change of weather is kind of getting me. But anyway, when Canelo chooses to fight somebody, then whatever other opponent wanted to fight him is going to accuse him of ducking. That's something that a lot of fighters, especially when you get at that level, you will not be able to get away from. It happened to Mayweather. It happened to a lot of great fighters. It happened to Tito Trinidad. It happened to Marco Antonio Barreras. It didn't matter which one of the top guys he fought. The other guy would always say, he's ducking me. Now, I'm not going to repeat what people used to say in Spanish because it would require me to throw a few curse words, and that's not cool with me in my platform. And so, but y'all got imagination. You all have imagination. When Canelo came into the picture, Canelo positioned himself. We all saw Canelo, little young 18-year-old Canelo in Miami, Florida, I believe he was. Went up against Cotto's brother. He was boxing kind of decent. Hadn't developed a very technical game yet. He was kind of like the boxer puncher, but more the puncher than the boxer. Just a tiny little thing, just an 18-year-old kid with just 3 years of professional career. Actually, 2 years and 7 months as a professional. You all saw him get hurt against or wobbled against Cotto brother. The entire world was like, who is this Mexican kid looking like a white boy? You know what I mean? He's got the red hair. He's Mexican? De La Hoya, where'd you find this kid? He's Mexican? Yes, he's Mexican. He's Mexican. My wife's Mexican. She got cousins that are like blonde hair with like green eyes and ginger kids, just like Canelo. Yeah, he's Mexican. Came into the picture, got wobbled, and immediately the hate started. People already smelled there was a star in the making. People already smelled there was a star in the making. And then, of course, Oscar De La Hoya has some fault in the criticism against Canelo Alvarez. Yes, you can't deny that throughout his career, he fought a bunch of cherry picks. Like I said, a lot of boxers do it. A lot of the great boxers do it. Hell, any professional boxer that's coming up in the professional ranks does the exact same thing. They fight a certain amount of low-level oppositions to build a professional record. Not only to build a professional record, but to build a professional experience, learn the tricks of the game, learn the clinch, fighting on the clinch. And so this was Canelo Alvarez. But little by little, Canelo Alvarez started winning and winning and kept winning and kept winning and kept winning. And then he started making a name for himself. People immediately, especially Mexico, didn't like him because they thought he was a cocky, spoiled brat. As they called him in Mexico, está medio mamoncito. Little stuck up. It's mamoncito. That's what they said in Mexico. Why? Because he simply keeps a serious posture. He's winning. He's being successful. He's on the way to greatness. And he's not the type of guy that's constantly smiling and faking a smile in front of the cameras to please people. And so for that, the retractors, people in Mexico weren't immediately attracted to him. Other fighters in Mexico immediately started talking trash about him, especially Juan Manuel Marquez, that's always been extremely jealous of Canelo Alvarez. And I have always said greatness is a magnet that attracts hatred. You can never, ever find somebody who was great that wasn't hated on. Yes, sir. Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali has so much haters. You can't even gather a stadium and cut all over their hands and count finger by finger and you'll still be short. Muhammad Ali had a lot of haters. Every boxer, every athlete that's been great, every person that's been great in human history has had a lot of haters, has had a lot of retractors. And this is what comes with the territory. And this is the reason Canelo Alvarez had and continues to have and will continue to have a whole lot of haters and will continue to have a lot of channels that although they're hating on him, they're also benefiting from him. They getting that payday. They getting that payday. They want to tell you the kid's been cherry picking his entire career. Heck, we all know if we want to go deeply into our soul and dig for truth, we all know that's not true. Has he cherry picked? Of course he has. Name me a boxer that hasn't. Name me a boxer that fought every single one of their fight, and every single one of his opponent was either equal to him or better than him. Name me one. Drop it right here from first professional match till now. Name me one boxer that faced better opposition than him from minute one. And if you name me one, then that might be one in a trillion. And so when we say Canelo has cherry picked, yes, I don't mind hearing that. It doesn't bother me. Even if I was a fanboy of Canelo, it doesn't bother me. Y'all know my history with Canelo and the Canelo Alvarez cheerleaders. Y'all go back. I'm not the type of guy to erase my videos when I start liking a boxer, so people can't go back and see that I used to be harsh on a boxer. No. My videos are there. People used to call me one of the biggest Canelo haters ever. Why? Because I was the kind of guy, as I've stated in the past, that while they were fanboying on Canelo, putting him on a pedestal of greatness, I was like, let me take him down from there. He's good. He's not great. He's on his way to greatness, but he's not great. This was 6-7 years ago. And his fanboys, his cheerleaders hated me with a passion. Con pasión jarocha, as my mother-in-law would say. Con una pasión jarocha. Mexicans in the panel understand what I'm saying. And so, yeah, don't think you're looking at me just being a fanboy or a fan of Canelo. No, I'm a guy that keeps it straight with Canelo. I'm a guy that likes to keep it straight with a fighter, even if it's a Cuban fighter. Look at my videos when I do videos when it comes to Cuban fighters. I give them their praise when they deserve it, and I slam them when they deserve it. Matter of fact, I haven't even uploaded videos about Cuban fighters lately. So before you come over here with the fanboyism and accusations, save them for another day, because this coffee is too good for me to worry about your accusations right now. Matter of fact, let me take a zip of it. Canelo goes into 154. Canelo starts fighting. I haven't forgotten about the comments. I'm going to get to the comments as soon as I decompress. I don't want to lose my train of thought. Remember to hit the thumbs up as you guys come in. There's a poll going on in the comment section. Participate. And if you can, help the channel get a little exposure. Grab the link to this channel. Drop it in your social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or whether you want to drop it in the community section of your YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. He comes into the 154 pounds, right? And when he comes into the 154 pounds, he starts climbing up the ranks. He starts climbing up the ranks. And he does it in beautiful fashion, giving us good fights, hell of a good fights. You know, when he fought the 154, people want to say he ducked people, but I encourage you guys to do your homework when it comes to boxing, and you'll see he didn't duck no mandatories at 154, and I'll explain why in a minute. But you cannot argue that Canelo did not fought the best of the best at 154. Like, look. Austin Trout was considered number one at 154. He fought him. Erislandy Lara was considered number one at 154. He fought him. Mayweather Jr., although was at 147, the fact that they were doing a catchweight, considering it at the junior welterweight, he was considered the number one guy. He fought him. Then he went up to 160. Oh, Ranger. He ducked Charlos. Charlos were the mandatory. No. Y'all need to stop with that lie. That lie is like a wheat in a beautiful backyard. That you see it, it rains on it, nobody pays attention to it for a few days, then everybody stares at it, they see it growing, but nobody dares to go and cut it. Nobody dares to go and cut it. Charlo was never a mandatory to Canelo. Just because Charlo was ranked number one doesn't mean he was mandatory. I encourage you guys to go learn for yourself. the difference between a number one ranked guy and a mandatory by the sanctioning that's mandating the fighter. It's two different stories. They cannot be compared. So when every time I hear people saying, oh, the Charlos was mandatory to Canelo Alvarez at 154, he moved away. He ducked him. Not only does that make sense, that doesn't make sense, because why would Canelo be afraid of Charlo when he was moving up to 160 to fight one of the most dangerous middleweights at the time, which was Gennady Golovkin? So it doesn't make sense that he's going up to fight such a kryptonite, but he's afraid of some dude that's still climbing up the ranks. That's ranked number one, but not at mandatory. I'm just keeping it real, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just keeping it real. He fights Gennady Golovkin 1, 2 times. I hope not a third time. Listen to me. I hope not a third time. There's nothing. I don't really. Had the third fight happen back to back to back, yes, but a third fight with Gennady Golovkin right now would just be such a one-sided fight that if they want to make it just so Golovkin can make some money, okay, great, I understand it. But me as a boxing fan, I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna know immediately this is a cherry pick. This is a cherry pick. You fight Golovkin. The one thing I do hold against Canelo Alvarez is that he got out of the 160 pounds division, out of the middleweight division, without unifying it when he could have, and he didn't. He chose not to. Was he ducking? I don't know. Did he went up to light heavyweight to fight another champion? Yes. Was it a good heavyweight, a light heavyweight? Yes. Still top 5, top 3, a champion up there. Then he goes to 168. You know the story. You know the story. And in less than a year, he cleans the division and becomes undisputed. Right? He cleans the division and becomes undisputed. And so we see a guy that's climbing the ranks. We see a guy that goes weight division to weight division. We see a guy adding to his greatness. But the more he adds to his greatness, the more he adds to his legacy. And yes, he has a great legacy, because can't nobody deny it that if Canelo Alvarez retires tonight, right now at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of the United States, if Canelo decides to retire right now, he is a member of the Boxing Hall of Fame. I'll leave it at that. And the more he adds to his greatness, the more he pockets haters. It's like he had a line of haters that reached from here to the corner store when he was in 154. Now that he done been undisputed, the line of haters reaches from here to the borderline with Tennessee, 4 hours away from here. It comes with the territory. Greatness is a magnet that attracts hatred. And that is true in all sports, in all walk of life. That's true in all walk of life. But I will always hold against Canelo the fact that he did not unify at 160, that he did not clear out the 160 pounds. Whatever the reasons they were, I don't know. Nor do I care to know. But that is one thing that he should have done. He should have done. But he didn't. So he goes up to 175, and he fights Kovalev. Y'all saw the fight. Pretty easy for Canelo. Comes back, cleans the division, becomes unified within a year. And now, Bob Arum, Mr. Bobby Arum, like Mr. Punch says, at his age, it's kind of hard to hold the words and remember a lot of things, huh? And so I can imagine that Bobby Arum probably just slipped that one out without having any intention to do so. He probably did. He mentioned that Canelo Alvarez, I'm paraphrasing here. Well, actually, no, let me read, let me look for the article because I want to make sure that I give you guys the right statements, or at least close to the right statements. I'll kind of glance. Well, anyway, never mind. Well, anyways, Bobby Arum said that Canelo Alvarez, sometime in 2019, kind of brought up the fact that he would like to face Beterbiev or Bivol. And now, when you hear that, it makes you wonder. Beterbiev and Bivol are two dominant fighters in their weight division. I know I was called a fanboy when I said probably 4 or 5 live streams ago that when Canelo fights Beterbiev, Canelo will destroy Beterbiev. And you might go, what? You went too far, Ranger. Have you seen Beterbiev? His big old head, how powerful he is. Yes, I have seen it. But I've also seen how slow he is. I have also noticed from the boxing standpoint, ladies and gentlemen, that a Canelo that knows how to close the gap, a Canelo that knows how to fight at mid-range, a Canelo that has relentless and very accurate, non-stop left hook to the bodies, a Canelo that sometimes shoots a double uppercut to the body, a Canelo that comes with a jab to the forehead, right cross to the body, and then a left hook upstairs. I've noticed that kind of Canelo, when put in front of Beterbiev, the powerful, big-headed guy, the guy that although has power, that although can take a punch, has shown that when he's hit in the breadbasket, meaning somewhere in the torso, gelatin get inside his shoes. It bothers him. He immediately locks those elbows in. And even though he's locking those elbows in, he still hasn't figured out a way to block even the most basic of body attacks. The problem is that Canelo will have is that if Beterbiev lands on him, we just don't know what's going to happen. And you might say, well, Kovalev landed on him a lot, and Canelo didn't seem fazed by it. Kovalev, Beterbiev, two different animals. Two completely different animals. Two completely different animals. And Canelo is adding to his greatness, and he's like, no, I want to go up there. I want to get a piece of that pie. I want to get a piece of that pie. I mean, this dude is so great. You've had one of the best welterweights talking about, I could fight Canelo. I could fight Canelo. Yeah, we could do it at a catch weight. Earl Spence wanted to fight Canelo, remember? Y'all remember that? And Canelo said, yeah, that could be a possible future match. Now, I personally wouldn't like to see it. I would consider that a cherry pick. I think Canelo would destroy Earl Spence. No, relax. I'm not saying Canelo is a better boxer than Earl Spence. I'm just simply saying Canelo being a very good boxer, the bigger guy, with more power, with a hell of a chin, could easily plow through an Errol Spence Jr. It wouldn't face him. It would be a very easy fight, believe it or not. Trust me. That's where Canelo's at. People left and right is wanting him. And so with his greatness comes the hate. Well, Canelo petitioned, apparently, to fight a cruiserweight now. He petitioned to fight a cruiserweight. The WBC apparently has approved for this to happen. Now, I'm personally, and here's where it's gonna get a little tough for the Canelo fanboys, not the fans, the Canelo fanboys, his groupies, his cheerleaders. I believe, in my humble opinion, that Mr. Ilunga Makabu is, in my opinion, out of the top 5 guys, one of the easiest. I see what they're doing. They're wanting to see if Canelo can have 5 division, so he can become a 5 division world champ, breaking the record, because there's never been a Mexican to be undisputed at super middleweight. There's never been a Mexican at those weight divisions that done it. And I see what they're doing. And although Mr. Makabu is a belt holder, in my opinion, even though he holds that green strap, even though he has a very decent record, 28-2, in my opinion, he is one of the easiest fights up there to make. I personally would have loved to have seen Canelo fight somebody like Brady's tough son of a gun. I mean, Brady's put up a hell of a fight against, in my opinion, one of the greatest cruiserweights to ever do it in Mr. Alexander Usyk, and we'll talk about him in a minute. He could have done that. He could have chosen that, but he didn't. He went up against. He could have fought somebody like Lawrence O'Keefe, the British guy. But Lawrence O'Keefe is IBF or WBO, one of those two. So I understand that it's got to be Makabu, because this is something that has to do with the sanctioning body, and the sanctioning body in this case is the WBC, and therefore the only WBC strap holder in that weight division is Mr. Makabu. But as of now, I thought the fight was canceled, but as of now, the fight still stands as long as Mr. Makabu beats his mandatory in Makhunu. So the fight between Makabu and Makhunu, the winner gets the fight with Canelo. If Canelo fights, whether it is Makhunu or Makabu, and wins this fight, to me, and even to the haters, whether they want to admit it or not, he just added another brick to his pyramid of greatness. Keeping it boxing here. Simply keeping it boxing. I mean, Canelo is so bad. Canelo is so great. Canelo is such a cash cow that you have Alexander Usyk, the current heavyweight champion, saying, hey, as long as they let me keep my belt at the heavyweight division, ladies and gentlemen, long as they let me keep my belts, I go down and fight Canelo, and then I'll come right back up. So he's not saying I'm going to drop the belts. He's saying I'll fight Canelo under the condition that you allow me to keep my belts at heavyweight. I'll simply cut the weight, go down to Canelo, fight Canelo, and move back on up to defend my titles. And the reason Alexander Usyk is saying that is because Alexander Usyk knows that there's payday. Payday. I mean, can you really blame him? Think about it for a second. Think on this for a second. Can you really blame him? Do you actually think that if you have an easy bag, you're not going to go for it? And before Canelo groupies get all wild and crazy talking about, he will destroy Usyk, allow me to burst your bubble. Alexander Usyk and Canelo Alvarez should never face each other. If they do, ladies and gentlemen, if they do, I mean, first of all, I can only imagine if this fight becomes official and this fight gets announced, I guarantee you a lot of Canelo fans will be like, oh, in fear.
Tengo miedo, tengo miedo, tengo miedo, tengo miedo.
They will be extremely feared because we're not talking about an average Joe here. We're talking about one of the greatest cruiserweights to ever done it. We're talking about one of the most educated and responsible technicians in the world of boxing today as we speak. We're talking about a guy that's currently in the heavyweight division and took one of the champions in AJ and nearly could have knocked him out. But aside from all of that, gave him a boxing clinic. We're talking about a guy that when Canelo hits him, be kind of like Hezbollah hitting him. You know Hezbollah, that little bitty guy that's on the MMA world? You know how he punches people all the time? That's how Usyk will be with Canelo. Canelo will be hitting him, catching him with the left hooks, and Usyk will be like, it's my turn now. You just destroyed Canelo. Canelo needs to stay away from this boy, man. I mean, think about it. If that fight gets made, can you imagine the loads and loads of $100 bills that will be in play in that fight? Think on that for a minute. How much money would Alexander Usyk make? How much money will Canelo Alvarez make? How much pay-per-views will be sold across the world unless he happens in the zone? Just think on this for a minute. And although it has the potential to break records, I still think Canelo should not take that risk because I honestly believe at 100% that he will be destroyed by Alexander Usyk. That is not hating on Canelo. That is bringing your foot down to earth. If you want to know what I'm talking about after this live stream, just go on over and look at highlights from Usyk. And then you tell me if Rangers hating on Canelo or Rangers just simply telling you the raw, cold, hard truth. But that is just how great Canelo is. He has the best welterweight talking about, I want Canelo. And now he has the heavyweight champion of the world talking about, hey, if y'all let me keep my belts, I go down and fight Canelo. That's how great this kid is. Now, I'm not going to call him GOAT because y'all know I don't believe in pound for pound. It's a mythical list. It has zero merits in my point of view. And I also don't believe in the term GOAT, greatest of all time, although we call Muhammad Ali greatest of all time, but it was basically for the whole package, outside and inside the ring. I don't believe in the greatest of all time. I believe in the greatest of their era, but I don't believe in the greatest of all time. Ain't nobody come here and talk about Canelo's greater than Roy Jones Jr. I'll slap you through the screen if you say that. We can't talk about Canelo being greater than all these guys. That will be a straight up lie, but he's the greatest right now. He's the greatest right now. Oh, well, Ranger, well, Mayweather. Mayweather is not now. Mayweather's been retired. This is Canelo era right now. Not 10 years ago, not 11 years ago, right now. No, not the GOAT, but the greatest of now. That's Canelo Alvarez. Boxing is so simple to break down. If we would just get rid of all of this mythical titles, then we as fans would enjoy the sport a lot more. We as fans will have better arguments instead of arguing who's the greatest of all time. Who's the best pound per pound fighter in the world? I don't care. Just pick a fighter. Who cares? Pick whatever fighter and put him on the very top of the pound per pound list. I do not care. It's got no purpose to me. I have no need to argue to you that guy with 20 losses and 1 victory should not be on the top of the pound per pound list. It doesn't matter. It's a mythical list. How do I know it's a mythical list? It's not based on fighters' merits. It's based on people's opinions about fighters. And so whether you want to consider Canelo Alvarez the GOAT or number 1 pound per pound fighter in the world, that's completely up to you. But just know that you're not going to hear that from my mouth because I don't believe it. I don't believe in those mythical terms. However, what I do believe is Canelo is the greatest of this time, of this era, of his era. If he fights Benavidez, he's destroying Benavidez. Not beating him, he's destroying Benavidez. If he fights Beterbiev, he is destroying Beterbiev. In fact, I guarantee you I have it a stoppage with body shots. The ribcage will be completely destroyed. Beterbiev just doesn't know how to cover that square block he calls his torso. He's too blocky. He's too wide. And most of the time, that's all he tries to cover because he knows he can take a mule kick to the jaw and he won't face him. But even when his hands are here and his elbows are locked in, the average fighter just lands on him. Just at ease. Without any type of problem. Let me see how the poll's looking. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm still sick. So the poll states, or it reads, if this fight happens, meaning Beterbiev versus Canelo Alvarez, who wins and how? The options are Canelo by UD, Canelo by KO, Beterbiev by UD, Beterbiev by KO. 41% says Canelo by UD. 41% says Canelo by KO. 2% Beterbiev by UD. 16% Beterbiev by KO. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm kind of liking that. I'm gonna be getting caught. I'm gonna go switch to the comments here in a few minutes. Once I'm done with the comments, I'll drop the link. And whoever wants to join the panel, it's free to do so. So yes, just to do a little recount. Makabu, don't like the choice. To me, the easiest fight at cruiserweight. Even though I understand it's a sanctioning body deal. Is the WBC involved in this? We all know the WBC, you know, the WBC, if you save a dog from drowning, they will make a belt and charge you sanctioning fees for saving a dog and drowning. We already know that. But nevertheless, that's what we got. We got to deal with it. So I understand. The best Mexican of this era. Pedro del Norte, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. Canelo is 80% guerrilla, 20% mariachi, and 100% rock and roll. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Let me go up there, scroll up to the comments, and we're going to start catching up to these comments one by one as much as I can. If I skip some, my apologies, but that's the reason I would be dropping the link so all of y'all can have an opportunity to come in here and kick it with your boy and tell me your points. Mr. Thomas Jones. Thomas Jones. I hope I ain't chopping your name. Salute, my brother. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the support. Tony Boswell, always with the support. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Be safe out there. God bless you. Be safe and God bless you. Let me see. Let me go down. Who else we got here? Guido, what's up, my brother? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Calix Boxing 2.0. Speak on it. Hey, appreciate it, man. Welcome to the live stream, man. Thank you so much. Let me see who else we got here. Team Batman Boxing. Well, funny enough, I'm from the UK, and most people here wanted Canelo to beat the F out of Billy Joe. Hey, and funny enough, a lot of Mexican bros wanted Canelo to lose. In fact, they still do. In fact, I was watching a video today of ESPN and a few other boxing shows in Mexico. They can't stand this kid. It's as if a celebrity does not have the right to be itself. They want you to put them pearly whites every time the camera's on you. They want you to act humble. Well, you know, I'm not the best. No. But I do my best. No, because if you even dare to say that, no, I think I'm the best. I mean, I've done it. I've shown it. Or if you keep a straight face because that's who you are, then all of a sudden they call you mamoncito. That's totally unfair. Totally unfair. You wanting people to fake who they are, really, just so they can please you. Canelo has the best resume currently in boxing. It's not debatable. It's not debatable either. Not even close. I agree. But you know, man, so many people hate on this kid. And hey, freedom is beautiful, right? It allows you to be a hater, to be somebody that looks at things and puts things in a balance and be normal, right? So slide and count. What's up, my brother? Welcome to the building. I'm actually picking Marcus Brown to upset Beterbiev Saturday. Ooh, yeah, well, that might happen. So we have to wait and see. Because that's a my throat's on fire, guys. That's a good fight. So we'll see. And if Marcus Brown beats Beterbiev, I don't think Canelo is gonna come to that weight division. I don't think so. We'll just let me keep it on that. Brown has speed and timing between punches. We'll get. I agree with you, and to think of the fact that a lot of people don't even look at that. Or people just look at how a boxer's moving. They look at his record. No. Look at what the boxer's doing in there. Look at what he's doing in there. Look how smart. Pay attention to the IQ. So good point. Good comment. Let's see here. Peter Von Arx. Marcus Brown has a good jab. If he sticks to boxing and doesn't get too close, it may go to 12 rounds with Beterbiev. That's the problem. Here's the problem. When it comes to Beterbiev, the key is the body. I mean, you're not going to get his respect by jabbing him constantly. He's going to want to eat those jabs on purpose to break through and go to work on you. And he doesn't need a lot to get you out of there. He doesn't. He's a bulldozer. Team Badman Boxing. Canelo is actually judged on completely different standards to everyone. Other fighters active in all of boxing. He's achieved twice as much as any other Somehow he gets criticized more than anyone because he's great. That's what I was saying earlier. He has positioned himself as one of the greats. And because he's one of the greats, not only is he going to continue to be hated on, but it doesn't matter what he's done. To somebody, it's not enough. I mean, think about it. I'm not even a Canelo hater, and I will forever hold against Canelo the fact that he didn't clean the 160-pound division. Imagine somebody who was a Canelo hater. They're going to go harder and harder at it. But that right there just tells you this kid is great. If Canelo wasn't great, if Canelo wasn't causing a lot of noise, if Canelo wasn't even worth talking about, do you think haters will spend their time on talking to Canelo? Mom's calling because I'm sick. Excuse me just a minute. You know, moms. Mom checking on her boy, man. I'm still a proud mama's boy. You know how Latinas mothers are. You tell your moms, "Hey, mom, I'm running a fever." Oh, mijo, drink a tea of this herb and put lemon and honey and then put vapor up all over your nose. I'm still a proud mama's boy, man. I love mom. G Funky Boxing, my brother. I'm still called a Canelo hater. I know. The cheerleaders can't help it, the cheerleaders can't help it, G Funky. As much as we've defended Canelo with cold hard facts, no fanboyism, somehow we're still Canelo haters. Stefan 4722. What is up, my brother? Welcome. It's genuinely ridiculous. I get it, my brother. I get it. I understand. Rubsky 1978, Rub Boxing. I know you Cuban, but Rigo should be banned from fighting on television. He can fight, but just not on TV. Well, that's not your call to make, sir. Unfortunately. That's another fighter. It doesn't matter what he does. He'll never get credit on. I'm not saying I approve of the kind of fight he gave us the last time. But even when people were claiming that Rigo would not knock anybody out, he fought 4 back-to-back great opponents, very good opponents, knocked them all out inside of 4 rounds, still was being criticized as a runner, still being criticized as not having a lot of power. Then he got the fight with Nonito Donaire, and his hate went 0 to 100. This is the hate against Rigo, and I'm not making this video against Rigo, but he brought it up. I got to touch on it. The hate towards Rigo went 0 to 100 faster than real quick. And in the build-up to the fight, he was supposed to be destroyed and KO'd and annihilated and retired by Nonito Donaire, except y'all saw the fight. Y'all saw the fight. Doesn't matter what Rico did, he was still going to be hated on. That's just that. Moving on. Let's see. David Morrell Jr. needs to be talked about. He putting in the work for Cubans. Yes, sir. I'm actually going to bring him to the channel in the next few weeks. But David Morrell, although he's a champion, became a champion with just 3 professional fights. There is no reason. I mean, this is just being real. If I was Canelo, David Morrell Jr., who is that? How much money can I make against him? How much pay-per-view can I sell against him? Because at the end of the day, boxing is business also. That's not saying David Morrell isn't good. To me, David Morrell will be the owner of that weight division. to me, David Morrell is the man at that weight division right now, aside from Canelo. The whole HCP community is doing great things. I've watched like 3 new podcasts in the last day, all of which I never seen. Beeb and Maestro brought me here, and G Funky and many others are doing great things. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those are great podcasts, and I appreciate them from for bringing you here, man. I appreciate them. Let's see here. Here it is. Here it is. You know, I was waiting for it. I said, there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that I've been talking for an hour and I have not seen a Canelo hater. There's no way in hell I've been talking to it for an hour and I've not seen yet somebody talking about he ducked Andrade at 154. Why did he duck him? Because they were ranked number ones? Is that why? Oh, because they were mandatory. Wrong. Wrong. They were number one, ranked number one. They were never mandatory. The difference between, I wasn't going to say that, nothing. I was going to just tell you guys to do your homework so you guys could be, just exercise your brain, become a little smarter, and become better boxing fans. But the reason I have to do this is because, why not, right? Just let me go ahead and do your homework for you. Rank number one and mandatory. Mandatory is when the sanctioning bodies sit down and the whole board of directors sit down and they all unanimously, I believe, make the decision that whatever fighter is the mandatory for Canelo, meaning Canelo cannot fight nobody else. He either fights them, who's been chosen as mandatory for whatever sanctioning body is choosing him as mandatory, or he has to drop the belt according to the sanctioning body. Sir, Andrade and Charlo were ranked number one at 154. They were never mandatory. And you might say, well, why didn't he fight the number ones? Because he came from fighting the 3 most dominant number ones at that weight division back to back, and then move on to bigger and greater things. And just because there's a new dog on the block barking at you, don't mean that because you went to another block and took on another dog, don't mean you were scared of that new dog. Especially when that new dog ain't never faced nothing. I'm just putting that out there. So no, let's continue here. Okay, let me drop the link while I still read through these comments. Woo, boy, it's heated tonight. Huh? Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to wait. I don't know what to tell you. Ring Magazine champion in 3 divisions. Linares champ in 3 divisions. One of only 4 guys to win belts at from 154 to 175. The only man post-war to hold 3 belts simultaneously in 3 different division. Special, correct? Yeah, that's a hell of an achievement right there. And I guarantee you, he had his haters and his retractors. I can almost guarantee you that was a fact. Jimmy Smith Jr., what's going on, man? Yo, I just seen Punch down at the gym benching 3 plates. Oh, you should have called him out, man. That's what you do. That's what a real man does. A real man don't come to other man's live streams to talk about another man. A real man sees whoever he has an issue with or any type of questions about and goes over there and faces him. That's what I would have done. But you're here. Says a lot. Dan R. If he beats Beterbiev, they'll say he ducking Usyk. Facts. If he beats Usyk, they'll say he ducking Fury. That's a good comment. That's a heck of a comment. Hey, I got to give it to you. That's a hell of a comment. But that's the way they think. Not just Canelo haters. That's just the way haters think in general. That's what they do. That's what they do. I'm sorry I keep coughing. I'm sorry. I'm sick. I've already told you guys like 48 times. Let me see. I'm going to pick bigger comments here. I was lucky enough to watch the Canelo versus Jacobs fight and Kovalev's fight. That good fight. That good a fighter went across the world to watch him twice and would have gone many more times if I wasn't on the pandemic. Yeah, I agree, man. It's an honor. It's a privilege to sit down and watch these kinds of fights. G-Funk Boxing here. T-Bertin, I'm talking about. I'm taking a break right now. Oh, okay. Yeah. My man G-Funk is taking a break, man. Family first, but nevertheless, still go to his channel, subscribe to his channel, activate the notification bell, and from time to time watch a video or two from his channel so the algorithm can keep his channel alive. Because you know how this algorithm stuff works. If you stop, it happened to me within a month. Within a month, I didn't upload for a month and they threw me to the back of the line. So, I'm just, it is what it is. It is what it is. They say the same thing about Floyd. Correct, sir. Correct. Canelo will be a Hall of Famer, but not first ballot. It really doesn't matter. Go when you think about it. What matters is he gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. I've never heard anybody argue, I'm a Hall of Famer and I'm first ballot. I'm a Hall of Famer. That's what they'll say. Also got to see Floyd versus Maidana. Great fight, worth watching live. Ooh, did you catch the teeth? Did you catch the teeth in the air? Please tell me you got Floyd teeth. You know you can make some money with that. Beterbiev equals over 300 amateur fights and 100% knockout rate. Just happened to be a fact. And you're correct. I'm not debating that fact. I am not debating that fact at all. What else here? Team Batman Boxing. Canelo's speed advantage will be the difference against Beterbiev. And Canelo hits hard enough to take Beterbiev out of danger. To take Beterbiev out. Dangerous fight, but I will pick Canelo over everyone from 160 to 175. I wouldn't say everyone. But I would pick him over Beterbiev. I would. Cruiserweight and above. Punches hurt more there. Facts. Not only do punches hurt more right there, but when you're a guy you come from 154 pounds and you move on up to those weight divisions and you hit these people, they've already been hit by people that hit harder than you. They ain't gonna phase them. They don't care. They're willing to eat your shots just so they can give you a few. I'm telling you, they're willing to take your shots just so they can give you a few. Well, according to Kovalev, he hit Beterbiev so hard, his head touched his ass. Literally, his word. Kovalev needs to take care of a lot of issues. What a shame that fighter's going through the things that he's going through, that he's gotten himself into the issues that he's gotten himself in. Nobody else's fault but his. Major Key Boxing in the building. What's up, my brother? Everybody subscribe to the brother. Everybody subscribe to the brother. Stephen Joseph Toro. Canelo will damage to Spence eye and put put him into retirement. Canelo will cause some serious damage on that boy. That's why I say if that fight happens, I'll be the first one making a video talking about it. It's a cherry pick. The link is there, guys. You guys must be scared. If you guys don't jump in, that's fine too. As soon as I'm done with the comments, then since nobody wants to rebuttal anything I've said or nobody wants to give their opinion, then I'll just go ahead and call it a day. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue to read the comments because I do want to acknowledge you guys in appreciation of the fact that you guys have supported me today. So Canelo, like Pitbull, has gotten used to fighting bigger guys. Yes, because Canelo is shorter than me. Canelo is shorter than me. These guys fighting up there at 175 and all that stuff. Makabu did KO the Russian Hammer. That guy does hit ridiculously hard. Correct. But he's so sluggish. And he's slow. And I do think that Canelo will outbox him, really. Outbox him. I think Canelo beats Makabu. The KO, I don't know, maybe. But beats him for sure. Unanimous, I don't know. But it beats him. You choose how. You choose. But I think Canelo wins that fight easily. Raw Boxing, you ain't lying 100%. Hey, thank you, sir. Thank you. Kurdashev seriously hits much harder than Canelo. A lot of people in those weight divisions hit harder than Canelo. But sometimes it's not how hard you hit, it's where you place your shots. And there's this thing in boxing. There's this combination of two things. It's called speed and timing. Speed and timing. When you combine speed and timing, speed plus timing equals power that you don't have. And then if you really want to add another component, speed plus timing plus punch placement equals power you don't have. Ask any boxing coach. Ask any boxing coach. This Usyk fight talk needs to stop. It needs to stop immediately. And if this fight happens, if this fight gets called, I'll be the first one to tell you guys, Canelo's getting destroyed. I'll take everything I got and bet it on Usyk. And I'm not a gambling man. I don't gamble with my money. I work too hard for my money, but in that fight, I probably would put a lot of greens. A lot of greens. Trust me. Canelo and Usyk are our allies. Of course they are. Of course they are. Let's break it down. Of course they're allies. Usyk, one of the greatest cruiserweights to ever do it. The current heavyweight champion is an ally to Canelo, if this is what you mean. Meaning, or what you're trying to imply, is that if they fight, Usyk is gonna on purpose take the role of the most ridiculous fighter in history by being the current heavyweight champion of the world. And because he's an ally to Canelo, right? Because he's an ally to Canelo, we're gonna get in there and I'm gonna pretend that I can't handle you and you just go on and beat me. Makes a lot of sense. If that's what you're trying to imply, it makes so much sense. Congratulations. You played yourself. You played yourself. If that is in fact what you're meaning to say. And if it isn't, my apologies for misjudging you. My apologies for misjudging you. My sincere apologies for misjudging you, if that is not what you're trying to imply. The Pagan War Master, welcome, welcome. No way can Canelo hurt Usyk unless it's the perfect shot. Usyk been hit by cruiserweights and heavyweights his whole career and is never hurt. You know who else? You know somebody that landed flush on Usyk and didn't even phase him. One of the hardest hitting heavyweight prospects that we have right now. Mr. Joe Josie. In the amateurs, that boy landed. I seen him land 2 flush right hand to Usyk, and Usyk didn't even what? Nothing. So if Joe Joyce didn't hurt him, you know damn well Canelo ain't gonna hurt him. For a fact. And that is why I'm saying, as much as I like Canelo, I have to give it to you raw. It's not gonna look good if he fights Usyk. Pagan War Master, the GOAT title is ridiculous. How can you prove anyone or anything? We tend to recognize a lot like those fighters were gods. I don't believe in the GOAT term. I do not believe in the pound per pound list either. Mythical terms to keep the boxing in people's mouths. Mythical term invented by the media to keep your butt in front of the TV screens and keep giving them ratings. Mythical terms so that whenever they're getting ready to sell you a fight, those mythical terms in one way or another in a subliminal fashion help to sell the fight. I don't believe them. Therefore, I won't acknowledge them. You might come to my live stream talking about, hey Ranger, who you got as pound per pound number one? Me. I'm the pound per pound number one fighter in the world. What? You're crazy. Well, it's based on people's opinion. My opinion on myself is that I'm the best fighter in the whole world. Pound per pound. Ain't nobody gonna touch me. Nobody. Now we all know that's a lie, but that's basically what the pound per pound list is. It's not based on people's merits. It's based on somebody's opinion about a fighter. And at that point, it's not even worth acknowledging it. Jimbo Slides, what's going on, my brother? Thank you for stopping by, man. Beterbiev has been knocked down before. Yeah, he has been. He has been. But you know, I don't much go by that. Yeah, it can happen to any fighter, really. Canelo Alvarez had the rope not stop him against Cota's brother. He probably would have touched the canvas. So it's fighting. You're fighting somebody with hands and gloves just like you, and you're hitting, but you also might get hit. It could happen. That's boxing. That's why I love boxing. That's the beauty of boxing. The unknown mysteries of boxing. So Beterbiev is the only fighter with 100% knockout rate. Canelo gets too close, and guess what? It would suggest that Beterbiev will knock him out. In the end, that will make a lot of sense. But if we look at Beterbiev, who has challenged the body worked on him? Not a lot of people. Who can come into Beterbiev close range, work the body in the short range, turn him? Not a lot of people. And I'm not saying that Beterbiev is gonna have no success against Canelo. It might make out for a good fight. I still see Canelo beating him, especially with the body work. He has zero defense for that body work. Canelo goes to work to the body immediately. And I like to think that Canelo, when he hits the body, he's not just soft touching the body. He's digging those punches in there. That's the reason you see that boxing bag that's like a ball where they practice the uppercuts, they practice the hooks, and he puts everything into those hooks, everything into those uppercuts. That's what I mean. So, but again, it's boxing. Canelo is a great fighter. You can't say to him, he's making history. That's a fact too. Undisputable fact. Jimbo Slice, assuming Zurdo gets past Gonzalez this Saturday, he will. He will. Look, guys. This is a Cuban fighter. A fighter that's a very good fighter, but has had zero luck in his professional career. And not zero luck because he can't fight in the professional rank. He can fight. But the success of a fighter also lies on the team he's got. And one of the things that the Cuban boxing community of Miami has against your boy Raw Boxing TV is that I'm willing to call their loads of BS out on national, or not national television, but on YouTube. Well, hell, YouTube is international. How's that? That's the reason you had that trainer, Junior Dortico's trainer, El Tigre Castañeda or something like that. He made a video about me, invited me to fight, talking about he can kick my butt. And he was a world-renowned Taekwondoka. Well, congratulations. You might be a world-renowned Taekwondoka, but I got a Ruger 57. How's that? I got a Ruger 57. 5.7 by 28 millimeter. Zurdo Ramirez is being fed an easy fighter because Zurdo Ramirez is being acclimated to the weight division. And it's funny how people say Cuban fighters are nothing, but damn, it sounds so good to have Cuban fighters on your record. And Zurdo Ramirez fighting his second Cuban back to back. And both of them are past their prime, extremely inactive. In fact, Gonzalez has so much internal issues and personal issues with his team that he just now changed trainers like a week before the fight. He's with a new trainer now. Think about it. Think about it. He just changed trainers. And so that's why I said, when you are successful, you're successful based on your skills and based on the team you have around you. And that's that. First time here. I really enjoyed your insight. Good channel. You have my support, bro. Thank you so much, Thomas Jones. I appreciate you, man. We're not always going to agree on everything, but we keep it respectful. We respect the fact that you have your opinions, I have mine, and we move on. And that way we enjoy the sport. How's that? Philly Drew in the building. I'm surprised Philly Drew ain't in here trying to chop up Canelo. He always trying to chop up Canelo. The guy that gives him the most problem at 175 is Zurdo. Oh, I think Zurdo. Yeah, I think Zurdo can get him. Too tall, very lengthy, very decent inside game, southpaw, strong. Zurdo might get him. But we don't know, right? Chad Perez, Rangers in the house. Yes, sir, we're here. We're trying to do it. Raw Boxing, when Canelo boxing career is over, do you have him as number one Latino fighter? I have Roberto Duran. No, I don't have him as number one Latino fighter. Too many greats. Too many greats in history to have him as a great Latino fighter. He's amongst. There's too many great. Roberto Duran is one of them. I could tell you Ricardo El Finito Lopez, not only to me, would be placed above Canelo in the Latino fighters, but to me, Ricardo El Finito Lopez is the greatest Mexican boxer of all time. Kid Gavilan. I advise you guys to go look at Kid Gavilan. Mantequilla Nápoles, Omar Santisteban. I'm not going to put Salvador Sanchez over Canelo. No. Although Salvador Sanchez was on his way to be a legend, died too young, unfortunately. Died too young. Left enough questions. But no. There's a Puerto Rican boxer. I believe it's Carlos Ortiz. I invite you guys to do a little research on Carlos Ortiz, and you'll see the power of the media. How it doesn't matter how great you are. If the media wants to put you under a stool and forget about you, history will continue and never mention you, as great as you were. And so, just keep that in mind. Arias Moises, where you been? Hey, man, I've been back. But you probably subscribed to me and you haven't activated the notification bell. You have to hit that little bell next to the subscribe button and select all. Because although you're subscribed to me, YouTube is not going to show you that my videos are up unless you hit that bell. OG Sinister in the building. What's up, brother? What's up? Let me see. Have I skipped anything from OG? Oh, Salute Ranger. What's up? Yeah, guys, we're almost getting ready to quit it here. I'm going to just keep writing a few more comments here. It's just Spike. What's up, brother? Welcome. Only problem with Canelo, I get it, is that he is selecting opponents for a paycheck. He isn't fighting anyone. Let me present this argument, and the link is there, by the way. If you want to click and call in, it'd be kind of good to chop it up with you. Let me present this point. Say you have it as a goal to become undisputed, and you know that the person that has the belt is probably not better than somebody else in the division. But if you ignore the belt to go after the top name of the division, are you really going for undisputed? That's the problem. That's what people need to realize. If you want to be undisputed, you go for the belts regardless of who's holding them. Because if you don't go for the belts, then you're not undisputed. And if you're not undisputed, you don't enter into the records. And if you don't enter into the records, that's an opportunity you miss to add to your legacy of greatness. So I get your argument, but you also have to put yourself in the fighter's shoes. And if you were Canelo and you're making bag, and you see one fighter here who's extremely good and one fighter next to him who's a little less than this one, but he's got the belt, and you want to be undisputed, who are you going for? Who are you going to go for? And I think that people fail to realize that. Yes, there's people in that division that are probably better than Callum Smith, better than Caleb Plant, better than Billy Joe Saunders. Although so far I've mentioned nothing but undefeated fighters, but they had the belt. And Canelo wanted to be undisputed. And he went for the belts. And that's the end of story, whether we like it or not. Weird TV, my brother, what's good? I just subscribed. I love how you keep it 100 on everything. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Welcome to the team. As I always say, thank you for the subscription. Keep in mind, we're not always going to agree on everything, but as long as we respect that we both have opinions and we're free to have individual opinions, we're going to have it. We're going to have it good. El Chido boxing, bad weather, no reception. or I would. Oh no problem, man. No problem at all. That's why Roy Jones. I am so sorry, guys. That's why Roy Jones Jr. was so effective. His speed was his power. Facts. Timing, speed, plus punch placement equals power that you don't have. That's it. Colleagues Boxing in the building. Everybody go and check out the brother's channel. Check his content out. If you like it, simple, man. Hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell. Canelo, Inoue, Usyk, and Crawford have all three of those things you just mentioned, which is why they are all top P4P rankings. I get it. Yes, sir. Amongst the best. Those are amongst the best fighters. And people hate on Crawford. And people hate on Usyk. And I can't speak Japanese, but heck, I would think it would be fair to think that Inoue has haters in Japan, although the Japanese culture is extremely respectful and disciplined when it comes to anything they do. My brother's there right now. He tells me that when people walk on the sidewalks, they walk in a single line to allow room for those that walk fast. They don't even want to be an obstacle in your way. The city where he's at in Japan, they don't even have public trash cans. You're in charge of your own trash. Mr. Spike, welcome to the building. What's up, brother?
Hey, I like my picture here. Hey, good night. Yeah, about Canelo, right?
Yeah.
He's dominating the sport. Too much money. I don't blame him. So good. But, the fact is he's paying the guys, right?
Oh, come on. All right, go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No, that's my point. When I see him fighting the other guys want to hug him and kiss him, right? They don't want to fight him. If somebody's giving me $5 million for a show,
I get it.
Do you think I'm gonna hit them? No, it's not the point, right? You need to fight. I don't know if he's gonna be able to actually go into a fight anymore. But for me, it's number one pound for pound. I don't believe that like you. He's too good, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's it. Then all the best for you, brother, and I like the show. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Before you go, let me ask you a question though. Before you go, first of all, thank you for tuning in. It's my first time talking to you ever, so welcome. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm from Cienfuegos.
Oh, you're Cuban. Tú eres de la isla, oye. You see that right there, right?
Yeah, no, that's beautiful.
Hey, it's not Canelo's fault that his opponents are not willing to engage. That's the way I look at it. Sometimes the greatness that they create for themselves causes fear on their opponents without throwing a punch. That's never their fault. Because if you give me the opportunity to fight you, I'm going to fight you. Because I know whether I win or lose, I'm still getting the $5 million, right? And I also know that if I actually try to win, and since this is boxing, I get lucky and I actually win, then the $5 million all of a sudden becomes $7 or maybe $10 million the next time I fight.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
No,
so,
totally. But I don't know what it is. But you can see when the people don't, I've been practicing fighting sports since I was a kid, right?
Yeah, of
now,
course.
I know when somebody is trying to hit you hard, then the punch goes through the other body. It's not just going and stopping. It's going through the whole thing.
They're fearful. You're saying that they're fearful of approaching and actually putting a real punch on him.
Yeah. No, all good. And then for the fight on the zurdo, like Junieski, that guy, supposed to be fighting for his life. He's losing this one. That's why I've been intrigued by this fight.
But you see how they've been managing Junieski? It's been very reckless.
Peter. I don't like that trainer for some reason. My favorite.
He changed him. He changed him.
But it's a good trainer, right? It's an old master on the sport, and we should be okay. But not good because changing last minute is not
It's not good, and he's coming in with a cut on top of his left eye too.
Oh, it's done then.
He's got a cut right here on the eyelid that hasn't fully healed. So my question is, how is a doctor signing on this fighter and allow him to fight? That's what I don't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but Usyk just hasn't had any luck with a good team since he came to America. That's why he's not as big as he should be. You know?
Yes, and he's a solid fighter.
He is a solid fighter.
It's not a piece of cake. Zurdo will have to fight him. That's the only thing. And what do you think about these Cuban fighters, heavyweight fighting each other? Is that true, or will be just marketing?
It's gonna have to happen. It's gonna have to happen. I know we Cubans don't like fighting each other because it's not like Mexicans, right? When you look at Mexicans, they have plenty of Mexican boxers in the professional ranks. It's not the same for Cubans. But especially the heavyweight division right now is getting saturated with Cuban fighters, not just the ones that are in America. There are 4 heavyweights fighters that are Cubans in Germany that here in the next 5 years should be making their way to America. And so that will make it, Bruzon, Sanchez, King Kong Ortiz,
Frank. Frank Sanchez.
What's his name? This guy's name that's in Germany. One of the I don't remember his last name, but there's a lot of Cuban fighters in the same weight division, especially the heavyweight division, and they're all good enough to climb the ranks. And unfortunately, eventually, it's going to be inevitable. They're going to have to fight each other. As much as we don't like it, they're going to have to fight each other. And remember, well, you're from Cienfuegos, I'm from Guantanamo, and King Kong Ortiz, as dominant as he is, I don't know if you remember, but King Kong Ortiz was ranked way below 19 spots under Frank Sanchez when they were in Cuba. 19 spots. And Sanchez was a kid. Ortiz was already a seasoned amateur. And he was 19 spots below Sanchez. So Bruzon, I never got to see. Bruzon is still a kid. What is he, like 21 years old?
23 is
23?
Right,
yeah, 23 years old. I never got to see him. I haven't been in Cuba in 13 years. So there's a lot I don't know about Cuban boxers now from the island because I haven't been in the island in 13 years. And so, but yeah, it's going to have to happen, brother. You know?
Oh, good. Oh, good. Keep it up. Good job. Enjoy your show. Okay.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Welcome. Anytime you want to jump in, when you see the link, just click it and come on in.
All right.
Have a good day, man. Buenas noches.
Bye.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. If you are one of my Cuban brothers, if you're one of my compadres, I know we don't like to see Cubans fighting Cubans because there isn't just many of us in the professional ranks, but when a weight division gets saturated with good Cuban fighters, eventually it's going to have to happen. And at that point, you just throw a coin in the air and you support whoever. If you have not hit the thumbs up, I would appreciate if you do. It would help the channel tremendously. Let me go ahead and close this poll right here. Things have changed. If Canelo and Beterbiev happens, who wins and how? Canelo by UD, 43%. Canelo by KO, 36%. Beterbiev by UD, 3%. Beterbiev by KO, 18%. We're ending the poll here. Decent poll. I appreciate everyone that participated on the poll. But ladies and gentlemen, boxing is crazy. Boxing is crazy, and that's why I love what's happening in boxing right now. Mi hermano, de la isla del encanto, de la isla del coquí, Mr. Puerto Rican Ron. Colin Smith was ranked number 1 at 168 by most media outlets and was the Ring Magazine champion. Facts. And that's why I said he fought Colin, he fought Saunders, and he fought Plant. All of them were undefeated. And it doesn't matter if you think anybody else was better than them. This guy's had the belts. He had a goal in mind to be undisputed, so he went for the belts. And he done it all in less than. See, he fought Colin Smith in December of 2020. It's December of 2021, and he fought Plant in November, middle of November. So with that being said, we cannot take away in any way, shape, or form what this guy has done, whether you like him or not. When you're being honest to yourself, when you're being honest with the sport, when you put 2 and 2 together, regardless of what you think about the man, you have to give him the credit. Pagan Warmaster here says, oh, yeah, Billy Joe Saunders really wanted his face caved in just to make Canelo look good. Ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, correct. And that's it just makes no sense when people say these people are allies. It makes absolutely no sense. If that is the extent of your denial against Canelo, then you got some serious issues. Jesus Garcias, welcome. Garcia, no Garcias. I'm sorry. Jesus Garcia, welcome, my brother. Welcome. Let the best fight the best, man. Facts. Gil Lopez, saludos, Raw Boxing TV. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the time has come for us to hang the gloves tonight. We have had a very successful live stream, a very good live stream. I appreciate everyone that supported the poll, everyone that was active in the comments section. It's still not too late for you to hit the thumbs up. It's still not too late for you to grab the link to this live stream and drop it in your social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or even your YouTube community. You never know who might like this type of content. It might be your tia, your abuela, your cousin, your auntie. Help the channel get a little more exposure. In the meantime, tomorrow I might go live, but if I don't, then I'll have just a regular upload video. Be on the lookout for that. I already uploaded my video between the little deal going on between Ryan and Pitbull. Make sure to go check that out. It's been great, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sick. I'm hoping I can get better by tomorrow. If I'm better tomorrow, I'll do another live stream. But if I'm not, I'll probably just do an upload. It's been a pleasure. It's been great tonight. And I appreciate you, as always. In the meantime, God bless every single one of you. Raw Boxing TV from Louisville, Kentucky. We're out.